Madison, Wisconsin. I'm excited to announce I'm shooting my next special at your club, Comedy on State. I was there not too long ago, had such a great time, such a great club. I'm excited to work with them and bring you my next special. 2 shows, Saturday, April 12th. Get your tickets now at ryansickler.com.
Hey, baby, we're going to be here all day. We're going to be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
Welcome back to the Wayback. I'm Ryan Sickler, ryansickler.com, and Ryan Sickler on all your social media. Make sure you're subscribed to this show. Make sure you're subscribed to the audio feed as well. And make sure you follow and support my guest today here in the Wayback. Ladies and gentlemen, Sara Weinshenk.
Hi, yay.
Thank
Happy
you for
to
being
be
back
here.
Thank you for being back here.
I'm so excited.
Promote whatever you'd like, please.
You can find me every Monday on This Bitch Podcast, where our podcasts are Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. And then you can find me every Wednesday on Shenk. That's SHENK, where all podcasts are. And then Instagram at Princess, like normal. And then another SHENK for tickets.
All right. So everyone usually comes in here and says something to the effect of they either rode in this seat back in the day or they had a grandparent or whatever had it. And you said your mom had a wagon.
My mom had a station wagon, a Mercedes station wagon.
Mercedes. I don't think anybody's had the Mercedes wagon on this show.
Really?
Yet. No.
A Mercedes station wagon, and it was white, and it was in the 90s. It was white with a tan interior.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's the one.
And that had a seat in the back that faced out?
Yeah, and we used to play this game called Sweet and Sour, where we would wave to people. And if they wave back, they're sweet. And if they don't, they're sour. But we would like make faces at them. My mom would be like, "What's going on back there?" I'd be like, "Nothing."
Who's we?
Me and my friends that I used to carpool with.
Oh, okay,
the Bonifants. They lived around the corner from us.
You sound so princessy. I gotta be honest.
Do?
The Bonifants. even your neighbors sound uppity. You got the Mercedes wagon.
The Bonifants.
The Bonifants will play Sweet and Sour in the back seat. That is
Sickler,
a trip.
it did sound
The
very...
Bonifants. Like, that's a name I would make up for, like, an uppity
a wealthy
family.
family. Like the Bonifants butler. They used to answer the phone. Bonifant residence.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, they
See,
did.
that's
Yeah,
uppity.
they did.
I think that's
my
uppity.
mom didn't make us do that when we answered the phone.
That's, you know what? It's so funny. Let's talk about that for a second, because you do go back to the, not that you're old in any way, but you go back to the days of landline and stuff.
I was born in 87, Sicklers.
Okay.
We don't have to beat around the bush here.
All right.
I'm old.
You guys, you did have people that, we just said hello. We never said Sickler residence or any of that
all
stuff.
of the kids, they had 4 girls, and they'd have to answer the phone and say, Bonifant residence. And then my parents would joke when they would answer the phone, be like, Weinshenk residence. But we didn't. We were more casual.
Yeah. Or you just hello?
What up?
Yeah.
Sup? What up?
Doctors are calling and shit for your mom. Yeah.
Sup? You
Here's
up?
Is this your back seat here?
Yeah, but hers was even more tan than that. But yeah, that was it. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one too, because the headrests are blocking you back there and everything.
It was fun.
The old school wagons didn't have these safe headrests for whiplash for the back people, the back row. They just had a top cut off.
Well, they weren't carrying around the Bonifants.
No.
So it's a different
all right, so you're a true Valley girl.
Yeah, Valley girl.
I was gonna say, I think I said this to you outside of you and Christina Pazitsky, I don't know anybody else that's in comedy, that I'm friends with, that's a Valley girl.
No, there's no one else, I don't think.
And you're in the heyday of the Valley girl. Are you not 87?
I was born in 87, so lots of malls happening. All of the malls that they filmed the 80s
Clueless
movie.
your like world?
Yes.
Because that was in the Valley too, right? A lot of it.
It was mostly in like on the other side of the hill, and they would talk shit on the
I
Valley.
just know they went in Circus, and that's in the Valley.
Yeah. The Circus Liquor Store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yes, Circus Liquor Store.
Yeah, they would talk shit on the Valley all the time. But yes, same vibe. I used to have one of those fluffy pens that they had.
You did?
Did you know about these? The feather pens that everyone... On Clueless, they had these pens, and they were feather pens, and...
Like a quill?
It's like this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay.
I had several of those.
Okay, well, I'm older than you, and what we had, can you find Good Luck Troll pens?
What?
Oh, let me cheat you about something.
Oh, yeah.
So before trolls, these were trolls. And you would take this thing and then you would spin it as fast as you can in your hands, and then hair would go all crazy.
What?
Yeah, I guess kids, I'm betting kids, now that I think about it, probably choked on those damn things, and they were like, let's get rid of the troll and just do the puffy ball thing. And that's what your generation got, the feather. You got everything but the troll.
Crazy.
That's what you guys got.
Yeah, that's true.
And so what's elementary school like for you in the Valley? Because also my daughter goes to elementary school here. I just want to say this, and it's wild to me because I pick her up all the time. I go hang out, and just the amount of outside is different for me because every school I went to was you go in that building, and unless you're doing gym or whatever, a class outside, your ass is in that building. We're never allowed to leave for lunches or anything like that off campus. I hear so many things talking to people over the years, but you also had the outside class. So at least when you walk out, you're not going down a hallway to another room. You at least get some sunshine. You see a little outside even for a minute or two.
I had outside in trace amounts in school. It was just recess, right? That's the only time we'd go outside. Recess.
Yeah, but when you're walking class to class, you're outside is what I'm getting at. Were you in that type of school, this California outdoor?
It was. I guess it would be outdoor, yeah, when we would walk from class to class. Yeah. But there wasn't enough outside time, I'll tell you that.
Gotcha.
I would look out being like, please, God, get me out of here. What the hell?
This episode of The Wayback is brought to you by Booking.com, the official accommodation partner of MLB. Booking.com, booking.yeah. It is officially spring, which means we're coming out of hibernation mode and traveling around the U.S. much more frequently. Whenever I'm traveling in the U.S., I like to check out Booking.com. With their wide variety of stays, Booking.com makes it easy for you to find and book the right stay for you, no matter what you're looking for. Spring also marks the beginning of baseball season, which I couldn't be more excited about. And guess what? Booking.com is the official accommodation partner of MLB. When I go to a baseball game, one of the best parts is when the whole stadium sings a song we all know and love together, and I have an extra special version of that song for you today. Take me out to the ocean, take me out to the sand, buy me some popcorn and road trip snacks. I don't care if I ever come back, so it's book your next vacay. If you don't do, it's a shame. Get a flight, hotel, and car rental for your next great stay. How about that, y'all? Booking.com wants to help make you a fan of any U.S. city with a chance to win $1,000 in Booking.com travel credit. Head to Booking.com Instagram page at Booking.com and check out our sweepstakes post for more details. No purchase necessary. Eligibility requirements open to U.S. residents 18 and older. Promotion period from March 26 to 4/13/25. Where to find full official rules. All rules are available in the caption of the sweepstakes post. Even in elementary school, you didn't like it?
I hated it. I felt like I was in jail.
Did you ever try to fake sick to get out?
Yes,
and stuff?
Every day in first grade because I had this teacher, Mrs. Kashima, and she was fat and mean, and she would grab me by the arm and she'd go, sit down, like that. Like all fat and mean. I'm like I feel like now she would have been fired for grabbing the children.
You ain't touching a kid now.
And then she would yell at us, but then she'd be randomly nice about weird things. She'd be like, you can make a flower any color you want. Use your imagination. And then she'd grab your arm and be like, now sit back down. And you're like, what's happening? I thought I could just make this sunflower blue and use my imagination. And then she would shift moods, like bipolar, crazy, fat lady. And her name was Mrs. Kashima. She was a big fat white lady married to a Japanese man.
I was going to say Kashima's not a white name at all.
Yeah.
You just made me have a flashback. Okay, so in first grade, I hated it. And every morning, Kirsten, can you look this up? This was a Berenstain Bears scratch and sniff book. And it had an onion in it.
No.
Okay, and we had it at home. And I had scratched it and smelled it, and it made me sick. And
there it is.
I think that's it. Kirsten's master at this. Look at that. Yeah.
Do you dare?
Dared you. It dared you. Well, I did it, and it made me so sick. Well, then I go into first grade or to school the next day, and I see that they have the same book. And I'm like, I know exactly what I'm doing to get out of here. So I go over by the heater where it's hot. And I take that book with me and I scratch it and I'm sniffing it over the heat and everything. And I'm like, I'm gagging. My teacher's like, what's the matter? Her name was Miss Arrington. I have we'll put it in right here. I got the first grade picture, the whole class picture. I have it, Miss Arrington. And she sends me home, makes my dad come get me. And then next day I do it again. Now I do it 3 days in a row. Everybody's on it. You know what I mean? They're just like, what's going on?
Sniffing the
what
onion
are you
book
doing?
again.
And I had to fess up.
No.
They're like, how are you? Why are you sick every day when you go there? I was like, I've been sniffing the Berenstain Bear onion. They were pissed.
That is so crazy. It looks like it would
twice.
make you
it
sick.
Worked twice. Third time, they were like, you ain't getting out, motherfucker.
Nah,
No,
that's so crazy.
Yep. That was it. The Berenstain Bears. And then they had this whole Mandela effect about the Berenstain Bears. Remember? Because I'm with everybody else. I can't even get over it.
It's definitely not Stain.
Berenstain Bears. I know. I thought, well, wait. It is Berenstain Bears, but they say it's Stain, right?
Yeah, they say Stain.
Click on that cover, Kirsten. Let's see. Yeah. Isn't that wild as shit?
Yeah, but that's the Mandela. Something definitely happens.
A glitch happened. We all know it.
Yeah, we all definitely know it.
Tell me about high school. What's high school like for a Valley girl?
All girls Catholic school in the Valley, but
What was it called?
Louisville College Preparatory.
In the Bonaparte wing.
Bonaparte. Like Napoleon.
Like Napoleon's family, yeah. Whoa. Oh my God. Sara Weinshenk.
Christina P. went here too.
You both went to this school?
Yes.
Your parking lot's nicer than my school. Look at that. Look at your tennis courts.
I don't even remember
nestled. That's nestled right at the foothills of the mountain there. Where is this?
This is on Topanga and Mulholland.
Yeah.
In the Valley.
Oh, okay. It's at the top of the hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And this was an all-girls Catholic school that made me wild as hell.
Why?
Oh, God. I'm getting flashbacks.
You getting sick? I'm scratching onions in the corner over there.
Well, they redid it.
What is that?
The library.
Your library?
Yeah, that's our library.
So you've been in these hallowed halls, huh?
Oh, yeah. But I've suffered in every hall.
Yeah. Why did they make you wild? This is all girls?
All girls.
How big is the student body?
400 people in the whole school.
The whole school?
The whole school.
So what are you, like 100 in each? Is it 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th? Okay.
Yeah. Uniforms. You had uniforms. And let me tell you, the uniforms they put you in, even still, very fetishy.
Are they?
You're like, it's 2024. Remember Britney Spears? Should we change out of these girl skirts and these polo shirts, maybe?
Oh, the polo shirts.
The whole thing. The socks. You needed knee-high socks. If you didn't have them on, you get in trouble. And penny loafers.
And what happens when you get suspended?
You get detention.
So you have to the uniform has to be proper.
Yeah, but I was so over it and then none of the girls try because there's no boys. So like everyone looks like shit every day.
Interesting.
Like every day.
You're not even peacocking for yourself.
You don't even care. Everyone's disgusting. Everyone's got leg hair. No one has makeup on. I would go to the boys' school after I got done with school.
There was an all boys as well.
Yeah, that was in the Valley, and we didn't have a track. So in order to hang out at the boys' school, I did track and field. But I would go there with like full makeup on, and I would not run.
Yeah,
I'd be like, and then my coach would get mad at me. She'd be like, "You're not working out hard enough." I'm like, "Because I don't care about track and field. I'm here for the D, baby." Like, what are you talking about? Track and field. Come on. You've kept me away from men for too long.
So we were talking outside about, you mentioned some class you had, and I was like, stop right now.
Okay.
And you said, that's what everybody says. Tell us about this class you had in high school.
I actually had two crazy classes. Mm-hmm. We had to take PE. I did one that was power walking.
Power walking?
Yeah, yes.
That's an actual class within the PE system of Louisville High School.
Yeah. They say,
What's your mascot?
It's a royal, which I don't know what that is.
Of course it is.
It's a lion.
Of course it is. With a crown.
Or like a fleur de lis, like the French sign, something fancy. Yeah, we also had firm and tone class.
Firm and tone. For a second, I thought it was a science thing, like fermentone, but you're saying firm and tone your ass, basically, or your body?
Yeah.
That's a class?
That was a class.
They didn't just call it like yoga or weightlifting?
No, because it was firm and tone or power walking.
Did you get A's in both?
Yeah, I nailed those.
Well, where are you power walking if you don't have a track?
You power walk around
the campus?
Mulholland.
No, you
but
don't.
Yeah, we did. Bullshit. I swear to God.
If I'm driving Mulholland one day, there's a chance I can see a bunch of power walking girls?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Louisville girls.
That's dangerous.
They might even be walking up to Gelson's for some deli items. I swear to God.
That's what you guys would do?
Yeah.
Power walking.
Yeah.
So all right, so you were boy crazy in high school then?
Yeah.
But
I've been boy crazy since I was like 2.
Really?
Yeah.
So when did you lose your virginity then?
14.
14. Where?
My parents' house.
In their house?
They weren't there.
Where? Don't say their bed.
No, not their bed.
Right. You don't
bed.
have to get too specific.
My bed. It was the 4th of July.
It was.
And I saw fireworks. Yeah.
You can say that all you want to, but all our first times
it's disgusting.
were just terrible.
It hurt.
Not disgusting.
I was like, get off of me.
Yeah, like,
ow!
Yeah, get this over.
When is this supposed to feel good?
For both of us, like, can we just get this over?
Did you come? Because I'm ready for bed.
Nobody likes being bugged, especially by, well, bugs. And when they do show up, you want them gone fast. With Pesty's do-it-yourself pest control, you can protect your home easily and at a quarter of the cost. Some pest control companies charge over $800 per year, but with Pesty, you can get started at just $35 per treatment with a customized plan based on your location, bugs, and climate. Check this out. So Pesty sent this box right here. Comes like this right here. And in the box is a sprayer. You got a mixing bag, pesticide, gloves, and instruction. You can complete this in less than 10 minutes. You fill this sucker up. You get this thing right here. You're spraying, y'all. Bugs are gone. Pesty gets rid of over 100 types of bugs, from spiders and ants to roaches and scorpions. Pesty is kid and pet friendly. The pesticides they ship are fully registered and have been used in hospitals and schools all over the country. Protect your home from bugs with Pesty. Go to pesty.com/wayback for an extra 10% off your order. That's PESTIE.com/wayback for an extra 10% off. Okay, so you were boy crazy. And I asked you before too. Did you sneak out of the house a lot?
Yeah.
Are you an only child?
No, I have a little sister.
Oh, really? How much younger?
3 years younger.
Okay, so were you an influence on her at all? Was she like watching what you do?
We would argue on the way to school.
In the car?
I would drive her.
Oh shit! So you're a senior and she's a freshman.
That's us.
There you guys
that's
are.
Us during Christmas. Oh, there's my doll that roller skated.
Look, I'm gonna go roller skating on Sunday. Nice Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Look at you guys. What's her name?
Leah.
Leah.
We would have to get the same things on Christmas, or we would fight. It would have to be like, I would get a box of colored pencils and she would get a box of colored pencils, and it'd have to be
sharing.
The same exact box of colored pencils.
Same amount,
and it would have to have our names on them. My mom would have to write our names on them, because otherwise we would fight. And
you're not talking about the gift wrap. Then once it's open, Sarah's pencils.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because I would break all my pencils and then I go get Leah's pencils and then be like, I don't know.
I haven't said this ever. So I'm a twin brother, right? And at the time, we're same size up until probably high school is when he really started getting taller and I started getting more muscular than him. And we had, back in the day, we all just wore the same tighty whities. Just some Hanes, some old school Hanes tighty whities.
Classic.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't wear Fruit of the Looms and I wore Hanes. My mom would just buy like a 6-pack and it was like, here's 3 for you, 2 for you. But we would have to Sharpie R in the tag or D in the tag.
Yeah.
I forgot.
You got to do that.
I don't want to wear your underwear. You know what I mean? Clean or not, I don't want to wear your underwear. I have a thing like, when I see people sell underwear at Goodwill, I know people need them. I know there's a certain amount of people that need them. I'm just saying, I would go without. rather than wear someone else's clean, used underwear.
In college.
No.
Listen to this shit. So I got the shafted in college because you either had one roommate or two roommates in one room. I had two roommates in one room. So there's three of us all in there like an orphanage. And
you've already had all girls in high school.
I'm
you just
done
over
with
this
this.
shit?
Yeah, now I hang out with all men, probably because for most of my life I was hanging out with all bitches. So then, so I had this one roommate who was crazy. She was obsessed, like her personality was so off the wall. She had one huge poster of Tinkerbell, and next to that, she had one huge poster of Kurt Cobain. And they were,
that's if Speedball were posters.
Yeah, and I was like, who is this crazy bitch? And she was from Seattle, and she was like really weird and had a really bad sense of fashion. And I remember my mom got me these underwear that were specifically, like they had a heart on them for Valentine's Day, right? And I woke up one morning and she's in my heart underwear.
No! Sara Weinshenk.
Walking around. And it was like one of those things where you're like, oh my God, that's such a specific pair of underwear.
But are you 100% sure your mom didn't get them at like Target and her mom got them for her too? These are your underwear.
These are my underwear.
They had S in the tag, Ryan. They had S in the tag.
It was like such a specific. It was like these underwear. They were so specific. They were like these underwear that my mom got me, and they looked vintage because like my mom likes a vintage aesthetic. And I remember they had a heart on the ass and said "Happy Valentine's Day." They were so cute. They were one of my favorite pairs of underwear. And she just was walking around shamelessly, not even like, I should put some pants on so she doesn't see that I'm wearing her panties.
Did you call her out?
No.
No.
I pretended like I didn't see. Then I called my mom and I cried. And I was like, she's wearing
they're gone.
They're gone.
Those panties are gone.
Yeah, once the Kurt Cobain Tinkerbell chick
that's my range.
has discharge in your underwear, you just let her.
You gotta let that go.
Let
that depression discharge.
Yeah. Please.
You gotta let that go.
It was a little too grunge for me.
That pixie dust that she's leaving behind. You gotta let that go. Those are gone.
The pixie dust.
Oh my God. You just reminded me when I was in college, right out of college, a friend of mine moved out here. And this is when I'm first here within the first year. And it's weird because I don't know. Now that I look back on it, I was a kid. I just minded my business in my home. I wasn't thinking about it, but I never went through my brother's shit.
Oh.
And I'm in the same room.
You weren't a Snoop?
Nope. I never went through my father's shit, my mother's shit.
I didn't do that until
everybody died. And I was like, now we got to clean this shit out. I'm like, oh my God, he had this. I just minded my business. Now I know they went through my shit. I'm sure they did. But so what I'm getting at is I never borrowed my brother's clothes, no nothing. I wanted what was on my body to be on my body, and yours was a hoodie or whatever, but I wanted mine to be mine.
Right.
And in college, out of college, excuse me, an ex-college classmate moves out here, and now we're roommates. And I go to, this is Dublin's back in the day when the comedy had, even before the comedy hit. This is 97. And he shows up at the bar in one of my shirts. And I was like, I got to tell you, it's so weird. I know. I felt so violated.
No, there's no feeling worse.
I was like, it's a shirt that is clearly mine. I'm like,
my roommate did that too in college.
Yeah,
She'd wear it to sorority.
Underwear.
This other one, no, the other one, because I had two. The other bitch, she would go, I got a sorority event. I'd come out, she'd be in a shirt I hadn't even worn yet.
Oh, no. Had you worn the Valentine panties?
Yeah,
okay, you at least got one wearing on.
In.
At least you got one.
Before she got her pixie dust up in there. I broke them in.
So, yeah, he shows up. I'm like, are you wearing my shirt? He's like, yeah, what's the big deal? I'm like, now he doesn't have brothers or anything. I do. I've never had that in my life. I'm 20 with my brothers.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this right now. I forgot that happened.
No, it's not a good feeling.
Right now.
It's not a good feeling. Sometimes I think about, I had this one ex that has my Flintstones t-shirt. And if you're watching, can I have that back? I just thought of it right.
I've lost a lot of good hoodies in the breakups.
Dude,
and things,
this was like a rare
Flintstones.
It was a rare Flintstones shirt from the 90s. I paid too much money for it. And now it's just in some asshole's closet.
Tell me about, you said you would sneak out a lot?
Yeah, I would lie. I wouldn't sneak out because that's too ballsy.
Okay.
I'd be like, I'm going to Ashton's house,
Okay.
Mom. And she'd be like, all right, well, call me when you get to Ashton.
And Mom wouldn't check and like, hey, let me call Ashton's mom, make sure it's
she
all
would
right.
check up until like a reasonable amount. And then at some point she wasn't like, I'm going to follow you there. Like she was pretty cool. Like, and that we didn't have location tracking or any of that.
Yeah, none of that.
I don't know how, do not trust myself. Having a kid. If I had a kid, I'd be location tracking them 24/7.
Well, I'm going to ask you for your help then because I need help tracking. I want trackers on everything.
Yeah,
it's
get
terrifying.
trackers.
I know.
Drop
Tell me
a little.
about, did you ever get caught?
Sneaking out.
Yeah, or lying like you were
I got caught hooking up with my high school boyfriend.
in the house?
In his parents' house.
By who?
By his dad.
Oh, no, the dad.
His dad, Todd.
No.
Yeah, Todd.
What happened?
Todd came in and
That's my younger brother's name. It's just making me laugh.
Todd came in and I feel so embarrassed and we were making out and then he came in and we like separated really fast.
Okay, at least you're clothed and you don't have to put anything away.
No, but my underwear was off.
Did that chick have them? She took them. You're wearing no underwear because that lady had them.
My underwear was off in the middle of the room. And his dad walks in.
On the floor over there somewhere?
On the floor. Like, it would be like if we were sitting here and there's just a pair of underwear. And it's like nothing else is on the floor but the underwear. Because we separated and then it was like another grab and we didn't have time to grab the underwear. So then his dad comes in and is like, oh, sorry. And he's like, we were just making out and stuff. And that was it. And it was so awkward.
Wait, that's definitely a white dad.
Yeah.
Said sorry.
Yeah, he did say
no
that.
sorry if I roll it. I'd be like, get your sorry panties up off my floor and get your sorry ass out of here.
Get your sorry panties off my floor. That's so
Ain't gonna be no sorry in my fucking house. Are you kidding me? And he was comfortable enough to be like, we were just making out. And he's like, it's cool.
Well, I think it's different when it's like dudes.
I wouldn't be okay with my son doing that either. No way. Because guess what? Guess who's taking care of that grandson?
Cool. He was worn down.
Todd might have wanted to be. He might have been in that part of his life where he wanted some grandkids. You know what I mean?
Todd has been so worn down.
Todd might have been going through some shit too, where he's like, I think I want some grandkids.
Yeah, let them make out.
Yeah, you might have been all right with it.
Off. Her underwear off.
Underwear off. But you know, they're
Hopefully
kids.
she's ovulating. All weird.
Hope, can you imagine if he said that on the way up the stairs? Hope you're ovulating. You're like, what? Todd, just hoping for some grandkids. And shuts the door. Oh my.
No pressure.
God.
Yeah.
Thank God you weren't in much worse place. But still, that's pretty indicative of everything going on there.
Oh yeah, I used to sneak out and make out with Gus. That was my high school boyfriend's name.
Gus.
Yeah, he had a purple van. That was his mom's, Mary Ann's.
What kind of van?
I don't know. It was like just like a
regular
big
old,
minivan that was purple.
Yeah.
And we would make out in there. We would have sex in there. That was like the love wagon.
You know what time it is? It's time for a fresh approach to dog food, and that's where the Farmer's Dog comes in. Developed by board-certified nutritionists, the Farmer's Dog is human-grade dog food that's made with real meat and veggies and gently cooked to preserve nutrients. They take the guesswork out of serving sizes by precisely portioning your dog's food based on their unique nutritional needs. The pre-portioned packs are simple to serve and ensure your dog is eating the right amount to keep them healthy and thriving. This is Princess Lily Rose right here. Yeah, girl. She loves Farmer's Dog. I'm saying, we even mentioned it at the house. She runs right over to the freezer where we keep it. Loves the turkey. Loves the chicken. Pre-portioned packs. Got her name on it. Keeping her healthy. Her coat's growing great. She's beautiful looking. That's all the Farmer's Dog. Plus, the Farmer's Dog delivers right to your door, automatically sending you new food as soon as you're running low, and they have 24/7 customer support with real people. Get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/wayback. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/wayback to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/wayback.
I swear to God.
You're giving me such... I don't even think about my daughter taking my car out. I'm just worried about her driving. I don't even think about her having sex in it. Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you go in the valley? It's so populated around here.
Oh, no.
Where do you go in the valley?
I know where to go.
Oh,
yeah. I know the streets. If you're trying to get a blowjob in the valley and you're looking for a quiet street, Slide in my DMs. I'll tell you where to go.
Tell me about this story where you got pulled over. I want to hear this.
Okay. This was in college. I had this really weird phase where I thought I was in love with this guy because he was the most interesting person at my school. Because I went to this small college too. This was in
What's
college.
this college
Chapman. And everyone here was very white, like blonde. And like, I remember like, and I was tanning at the time. I was one of the dark. Oh yeah, I had a C3 roommates.
Oh, that was your setup like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's tight quarters to wake up to see somebody in your underwear.
Yeah.
It's not like they're way over there. They're
Her
right.
ass is
They're
in my
literally
face.
in your face. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh hell no. Yeah, so I went here, and when I went here, I was like, all of the guys were like in fraternities, and they were just like white rich men.
Mm-hmm.
And then I met this dude that was my friend's roommate, and he was a stoner with dreadlocks. He was a white guy with dreadlocks, and he wore tie-dye all the time. And I was like, him. I want to date him. And so we would like get into trouble. We would drink at the dive bars. And then one night he was like, hop on the back of my bike. I'll drive you back to my place and we can hook up.
What kind of bike?
Just like a normal bicycle.
Like a bicycle bike?
Yeah, bicycle.
Like just an old school mongoose?
Yeah,
or some
just like an old school bicycle. So I hop on the back of
Where? On the seat? Is he standing up then? Or are you standing on the pegs?
I'm standing on the peg.
Yes,
I swear to God. I'm standing on the peg.
You're standing on pegs to go get some D?
Yeah.
This is hilarious. Just holding his shoulders.
And I'm holding his shoulders. And then we get pulled over by a cop.
That's how you got pulled over?
Yeah, because we were also drunk. And so we get pulled over.
Here you guys are. Here you are.
There you are. Got pulled over.
I'm so excited to go have some sex. Look at that. You got pulled over.
Got pulled over. Then they let him off.
Why is he off?
They let him off first, and they're not done with me yet, right? So then he gets on his bike and just drives home.
No.
Yeah. And then
No.
I'm just I swear to fucking God.
Are you of age?
No.
Is he?
Yeah or no? I don't remember.
I
He's
wonder
gone.
if that's the only difference. He just pedaled off into the night.
He pedaled off. Actually,
He took
we
the
were
D
both.
and ran.
Yeah,
He
dude.
took it.
It was crazy.
Look at you, Sarah. Look how
That's
excited
me.
you are in your vest.
Yeah, that's me. I just
So what
finished
happens
drinking
to you?
at Paul's Dive Bar. And
Look that one up. Paul's Dive Bar
Oh
and
my
wear
God,
orange.
Yeah, I can't. It's gonna make me like feel sick even looking at it. I used to drink there all the time in the District Lounge. Yep, there it is.
Paul's Cocktails.
Paul's Cocktails, disgusting.
So what do the cops say to you?
The cops are like, oh, we're gonna just. They were kind of just fucking with us. They opened up my purse. They looked through it. They kept it for a while.
Look at their vending machine. It's got nice, healthy snacks and cigarettes.
You want some Skittles and a Pall Mall? Here.
So give me some honey roasted and some reds
Yeah.
over there. All right, I'll be right back. So, homeboy rides off, and do you have to do sobriety test? They're making you walk.
They're making me walk and stuff, and I'm fucked up. And I'm like, I'm going to jail, and I'm like alone in the streets of
Your
Orange.
whole defense should have been, did you see my balance on the back of that on those pegs?
Why'd you let him off? He's a white man with dreadlocks. I feel like I should be the one that gets let off first. Yeah, and then he just pedaled off into the night.
And what happens to you? Do you get arrested?
And then I don't get arrested. They let me off. He pedals off to the night, goes to get some pee from someone else. And that was...
No.
Yeah.
Wait, first I thought
Ashley.
you were saying pee like he went to go get some clean piss
No.
because he's on probation. That's where my mind went first.
No,
just so
I
you know.
said D.
Then I got it.
Yeah,
He went and got pee from somebody else. And I'm like, what? He pedaled off to some other pee.
He pedaled off straight up to some other pee. He was like, bye, bitch.
Good luck.
I'm going to go meet up with Ashley.
Tell me about vacations for you. Like, what were they like? Where
Okay.
are you and the Bonapartes? Are you guys vacationing together as well?
No.
What are they? The Belafontes? Who are they?
Bonafontes. Bonafont residents. We would vacation. My dad doesn't like to fly.
Are your parents still together?
My parents are still together.
All right.
So they'd be like, we're going to go to Palm Springs for a whole week.
And is that every year?
Well, one time they're like, we're going to go to the snow. So we went to Palm Springs to see the snow. And I was like, there's snow in Palm Springs. And we went on like this tram and we played in
top,
yeah, we played in a little bit of like snow that was kind of dried out. And that was our Christmas card. My parents were like, yeah, play in the snow. Great. Christmas card done. And then we went to Hawaii. We went to Hawaii a couple times, but it was a lot of local stuff like Palm Springs.
Are you driving
Santa
the Mercedes
Barbara.
wagon and stuff rolling out there?
No, I think we were driving my dad's car. My dad had this car. It's the car I learned to drive in. It is a 5 Series BMW 87. What?
You just call you're unlike most guests that sit on this seat, Sara.
Okay, so my dad had this car in the 80s. Yep, in white.
That you over there jumping it right there?
yeah.
He had this?
He had
what
that
you learned
car.
to drive
Yeah,
in?
that's what I learned how to drive in.
What did the Bonafants drive?
The dad had a Porsche.
Mm-hmm.
The mom had a minivan. But yeah, so that's what my dad drove. And there used to be a car phone in this car.
No.
Yeah, and it was the 80s. And
You had an old school car phone in that
He
car?
had a car phone, but it didn't work. So if you picked up the phone and go, it was just like all static. Like he would pick it up to use it. And I remember one time he was like pissed. He was so pissed because he went to go pick up the phone. It was just static. And he ripped it out from the cord from the inside of his car. And I was like, oh, Dad's mad. And then.
Man, you're giving me so many flashbacks. My friend's mom, she lived a few doors up. She drove a Mitsubishi Eclipse. And she had a phone in it. And it was like almost like a brick. It was huge in the middle, and it would just like clip in. You have to pull it out like that.
Yeah. It was a whole
Who you
thing.
calling?
It was nobody.
Back
It
then, who
doesn't
you
work.
calling?
It
Yeah.
doesn't work. It was crazy. And then I remember everyone had pagers.
Yeah, pagers were big. I was just on the end of it, but I did have to have one for work. Yeah, that thing.
Those
Look like
are
you're going
so
out.
cool
You look
looking.
like you're going out in Vietnam down there with your radio. Like, who you calling?
That's so crazy.
Look at that.
It's so crazy.
Now our phone is a quarter of that size, and it's not even a phone anymore. It's a whole computer.
I know, and it's
It's
flat.
insane.
It's so crazy.
Well, Sara Weinshenk, thank you for coming on and
Thank
doing
you for
this.
having me. This was so much fun.
I didn't know you were so much trouble back in the day.
Yeah, I got pulled over on a bicycle.
Yeah, you did. And then how'd you get home, by the way?
I think I walked because
just-
I lived right by the campus.
All right. Well, please promote anything you'd like one more time.
You can find me every Monday on This Bitch Podcast with Kim Congdon. You can find me every Wednesday on Shenk Podcast or Podcasts Are. And then you could find me at Princess Shenk on Instagram for show dates. All of my show dates are in my link tree on my Instagram.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
As always, Ryan Sickler on all your social media. We'll talk to you all next week.